Okay, now we're going to add the rest of the fingers and a little bit of detail too. Right, so first off, we need to inset the faces of where we're going to be adding the fingers, and then we'll delete them. So, extrude, individual faces, good, scale them down a bit as well. I think that's about right. And then just delete the faces. Delete faces. Okay. Now we go to the tricky part, and we might want to get rid of the background image in a second. So wireframe and vertices. Select all the vertices of the finger you've already done. Make sure you've got all of them, otherwise you can end up with some nasty. I think that's a lot of them. Yeah, that should be okay. And Shift D to duplicate it, and boom, you've got yourself a new finger. If you rotate it, scale it slightly, just for the index finger. And what we're going to do now is we've got to line up these vertices where they should join, and that could be a bit tricky, but we'll try and do our best. Probably. Oops. Okay. Probably a good idea is to. No, it's not a good idea to scale between them because that actually warp the original mesh. So we just move them ourselves, because these won't actually line up. They'll probably still be a bit too high or too low. All the same. Where we can turn off that. Oops, turn off all that for now. Make things a little bit easier for us. And what we're going to do is just remove the doubles, and that will create a nice closed mesh for us. Probably have to put up the limit that it. See, look, yeah, that's a bit too high, really. And just move it down. Very easy. It's not quite. We might be able to get away with that if we raise the limits somewhat. So we go to, in the edit panel, go to remove doubles. We'll put the limit up a bit, which is the space that it will they'll weld them together. So remove doubles, remove 10. I think that's a lot of them. We'll just check. Put the modifier back on, and voila, we've got our finger there, pretty seamless as well. Don't even have to flip the normals. Yep, that's okay. Okay, I'm not going to do each one because that would waste time and make the file bigger. So I'm just going to fade out here, and then we can go into the detail. Now I've done a quick pass to the hand and added in knuckles where they weren't before by using the loop cut tool. That's Control and R, just like this. One there, bringing it up, and one there, bringing it down. And what we have to do really, oops, go into edge mode, is just bring the knuckles up slightly, move them back a bit to even it out. Again, it's not hugely important. It's just good to have a little bit of a extra put into your model. I really should have put these in on the first pass of the hand, but it must have slipped my mind. So we're just finishing that off. There we go. And that should be okay. Barely see them, but it's not hugely important right now. All we're going to do now is another thing about when you're merging the vertices and removing doubles. Just select the ones that you want to merge, or the general area, because if you do too many, I think what I did on the last one, I think I might have done select all instead, and I merged a bunch of vertices here that I didn't want, so it's a good idea not to do A for select all. So I just have to sort that out. Okay. Now we're going to add some knuckles in on top of the hand and maybe a few tendons. What we're going to do is, instead of loop cutting, we're going to do something called knife. I don't like using the knife tool too much, because it creates sometimes some nasty discrepancies in geometry, but I think it'll look okay on here. So to use the knife tool, it's similar to a loop cut really, but on a more constrained and contained area. So we just want the tendons to come around here, I think. Yep. We'll have to do this for each tendon. So Shift K to bring up the knifing menu, and midpoints I think is good, and just there we go. Click along on your left mouse button and press return to confirm the operation, and I think that's okay. That's not too bad. Still needs a little bit of tweaking. Anyway, all you have to do now is just bring the knuckles up and just repeat that process. I'll show you one more time. No point in doing each one of them for you. Shift K, midpoints, left drag, return, and we've got ourselves. There we go. Still needs a bit of tweaking, like over here. And you could probably do even a bit more, just to even shape it to the reference image you've got if you've got your own. I think I've said that you can download this image from the website. Okay. Yeah, it still needs a lot more detail going on. I'll do the rest of the knuckles. But in the next tutorial we're going to go and attach it to our body that we've already made.